Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome to my latest movie review, where today I review the latest installment in the Transformers film series, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. This movie was not directed by Michael Bay, but directed by Stephen Caple Jr., stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, and Luna Lauren Velez. So, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Well, as we all know, the Transformers series has been trucking along since 2007 and has delighted, surprised, and irritated us on a number of occasions, myself included. I've always been of the opinion of Transformers that it's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I can watch these movies and not think about them too much and not get too annoyed at some of the inconsistencies and some of the bad things that, are in these movies. Because let's face it, the Transformers movies are not movies you look to for examples of great filmmaking. They are made purely for fun. They're made to blow shit up and have robots hitting each other, and, they serve their purpose in that regard. As for my thoughts on the other movies, maybe I'll go into that another day, but Rise of the Beasts. During the 90s, a new faction of Transformers, the Maximals, joined the Autobots as allies in the battle for Earth. To put it this way, Rise of the Beasts is nothing we haven't seen before in terms of Transformers. However, it gave me basically what I wanted for a Transformers movie. Let's put it this way. It's the first decent entry in this series in quite some time. Well, excluding Bumblebee, if you want to count that, but that was kind of a spin-off movie. So, compared to the Michael Bay movies, this is the best one since the first one. Not sure if it's good or better than the first one, but it was bloody surprising. That's not to say I thought it was amazing, but I certainly wasn't as annoyed or irritated by the things in this movie compared to others. This movie was fun. It was really fun. It was just a good time. I had a really good time with it. The plot is very simple. It makes sense. It's the typical Transformers plot. There's a MacGuffin that they have to go after, and they have to stop a massive villain. In this case, they have to stop a planet-eating villain. Don't worry, it's not Galactus from Rise of the Silver Surfer. God, no. It's a guy called Unicron. It's this massive... It's kind of like a ship, really. This massive Transformers ship who's going to devour the Earth. So, the story is very easy to follow. But what this movie does very well, obviously, it removes the Michael Bay-isms, the things that were irritating about the other Transformers movies. But like I said, I do have a soft spot for Transformers. I've always been kind of curious by the other films because they're just fun. They're just made for fun, and I like watching the nonsense on screen. I like watching the massive action blow up before our eyes. This is some of the best action in the series in quite some time because it doesn't feel gratuitous, and the action actually had stakes. It had weight to it. Towards the end, they tried to go sentimental with this, and you're just thinking, wow, I did not expect this for a Transformers movie. That's not to say the other films didn't have heart, but this one, you really felt that there was more at stake and that everybody was going to lose from this if they didn't stop the threat. And to see the primals, like the beasts, as it were, the Maximals, or whatever you call them, they're a good group of characters, and I think it's nice. It's kind of refreshing to have a different group of Transformers in the series, and they're all designed very well. There's one or two that look like King Kong. Optimus Primal, I believe he's called. So that was kind of nice to see. It was nice to explore a different side to the Transformers. But sadly, the movie is not perfect. It definitely falls into the same trap as the other films in terms of having too much reliance on the human characters. We really need to ditch the human characters now. We've had them for so long in the Transformers movies. I've yet to see a movie actually about the Transformers. It feels like the humans are the protagonists, and I know there's someone for the audience to relate to, but that doesn't mean I need it in every film. The first 3 movies had Shia LaBeouf, then the next 2 had Mark Wahlberg, then Bumblebee had another human character as well, Haley Steinfeld. And now we have Anthony Ramos, who plays a guy called Noah. And admittedly, he's actually alright. I don't mind him. The first act of this movie is definitely the weakest. When they're trying to set up the 2 human characters, Noah and Elena, they're just boring. I didn't care about them. Not one bit. Not in the first half of the movie. I started to care more in the second half. Noah has quite a good relationship with his brother, and that's definitely this kind of, sentimental thread throughout the movie. Although Elena's definitely the weaker character, I don't find her very interesting. For one thing, the actress is not particularly good, and I just felt that she was there as a plot device. She's convenient for the plot. She's working out all these hieroglyphics and symbols that they need to stop Unicron and a guy called Scourge. So again, some of the similar tropes to the other films. The writing is very similar to the other movies, and there is a surprising twist at the end, which is hinting towards something big, which I won't reveal unless maybe in a future video. You know, Peter Cullen returns to do the voice of Optimus Prime, and he does his thing, and he does well. He's pretty much saying similar lines to how he's always said in the other films. Unremarkably though, Bumblebee is kind of absent for most of this film, which is a bit of a shame, I can't deny, but when he does return to the action, it is pretty sweet. There's also a really cool character called Mirage. I kind of liked the character of Mirage, and no, it's nothing to do with Mirage from The Incredibles. Mirage, one of the Transformer cars, forms a bit of a friendship with Noah, and that is something that I quite enjoyed seeing throughout the film. Michelle Yeoh is in the movie as well. She voices a character called Airazor, who is a kind of eagle-looking Transformer, and there's a particularly hard-hitting moment surrounding her character midway through the film I did not expect. If you were disappointed with the Dinobots in Age of Extinction, and I was, believe me, in terms of showing other beasts and other cultures, that was nice. This movie is not perfect, it is not a masterpiece, and it doesn't, try to be, it doesn't pretend to be that. But it's fun, it's enjoyable. Again, very formulaic when you think about the other films, but it is a better version of some of the previous movies that have come before. This is one of the best Transformers movies in quite some time, and that's really saying something. So to close off, I'm going to give this movie a very solid 7 out of 10. So what do you think of Rise of the Beasts? Please comment down below, let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button for more content in the future. Stay tuned for more reviews. And until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.